Christmas, ring the Hogwarts bell. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Christmas.
Harry, wake up! Come on, Harry, wake up! Happy Christmas, Harry.
Happy Christmas, Ron. What are you wearing?
Oh, Mum made it. Looks like you got one too.
I've got presents.
Yeah. There they are.
Hey there, LEGO fans and Potterheads. I'm the lawyer in the LEGO shed, and this is the 20th in a series of videos that I'm going to be making as I build my way through the magical world of LEGO Harry Potter. I've been collecting the HP LEGO line since it started back in 2001 with the release of the very first movie, and for this video series, I'm going to be building sets that are part of the more recent waves of HP LEGO, starting in 2018 and stopping with the 2023 releases. My plan is to go in movie order, and so, without further ado, let's get started. Today we're covering set number 75964, the LEGO Harry Potter Advent Calendar from 2019. This was released with 305 pieces, had 8 minifigures, counting the statue and the snowman, and this was the very first Harry Potter LEGO Advent Calendar, and in my opinion, it's one of the best. For those who have been following along, you already know that we've covered the 2021 Advent Calendar, which focused on Harry's journey to Hogwarts. I was also not shy about my dislike for that calendar, but the 2019 calendar focuses on Harry's first Christmas at Hogwarts, and it comes with a ton of fun mini builds, and just overall I think is a really wonderful set. And in addition to the minifigs, we also have decorations for the Great Hall, presents, things like that. I'm going to cover a few of those things just real quickly in their kind of groups. So first and foremost, we've got banners for each of the primary houses that were different builds that you did. So nice little banners to be hung up there. Also a fun little fireplace that you could build, presumably the one similar to the one in the Great Hall to incorporate. Then you've got some nice little Christmas trees, some Christmas presents here that were themed on the different Hogwarts houses. 2 little mini builds, one of Wizard's Chess and then of the Hogwarts Express. 2 different Great Hall tables with things to put onto the onto your own Great Hall table as well. And then a little like student section, or it's kind of things for going to school. We have Hedwig on a trunk. And we also have a book piece with a printed tile on the inside. That's the Wingardium Leviosa spell. And then, of course, one of my favorite pieces, which we'll discuss a little bit more, but one of the exclusive printed tiles to this particular set. So let's talk about some of the things that I really just loved. As a first Advent calendar, I thought this was a great choice, basing it on the Christmas scene from Sorcerer's Stone, or the scenes. They're super heartwarming, and I just think it gave a lot of great creativity and things to build. I also really enjoyed the decorations and presents themed around the different houses. So these little banners and the presents as well, I thought were just a really great decision to kind of like bring this Advent calendar home. I also enjoyed the inclusion of a really rather esoteric piece, the Hogwarts architect statue, which we'll cover in just a second when we talk about the minifigures. And then, of course, I really loved the printed tile that was included, the exclusive one. This is actually a letter to Hogwarts. It is the one that's signed by Minerva McGonagall, having your admission letter to Hogwarts. So I thought this was such a fun idea to have as a printed tile and exclusive to this set. And then when we cover the architect in a little more detail, I'll show you the house crest pieces as well that were printed. We also then got individual letters that were on each of the presents. We got a chocolate frog card as well, the spell page that's in the book. Overall, just like a really, really great lineup of things. Things that I didn't love, this is kind of an overall criticism of advent calendars in general through Lego. The price per piece ratio is always just a little bit off. This one was $40, so before they did the price hike in recent years. And with 305 pieces, that gives us a 13-cent price per piece cost, which isn't great, but it's also not terrible. I also thought the inclusion of the invisibility cloak would have been a great decision here, considering that it is such an important plot point, as well as something that he receives on his very first Christmas. And we know that they already had an invisibility cloak out there, so it would have been nice to just include here, even as a present. And then I thought too, the decision on which minifigs to do. We'll cover those in a little bit more detail, but you'll notice right away in the image that I showed of the actual completed set, the inclusion of Professor Flitwick is, it's actually him from the third movie. It's not him as he appears in the first movie. And then the other kind of oddity was his inclusion, or excuse me, the other two inclusions of McGonagall and Dumbledore, neither of whom are really present in those Christmas scenes, but one person who is present is Hagrid when he drags that nice big Christmas tree into the castle. So I thought he would have been a kind of natural choice for this set, but instead they went a different direction. So those are my only gripes, but overall I do think this was a really nice set. Let's dive into the students here, and then we'll cover our teachers. So we get 3 different students. We actually get our golden trio here. We get Harry, Ron, and Hermione. We'll talk about Harry and Ron first. Their hair and headpieces are normal, but they have their special Weasley sweaters on with the R and the H. Again, I thought this was such a great decision and a great incorporation here. So a really fun piece to have, these little sweater pieces. And I loved the detail that they got as well. You can kind of see the chunkiness of the knitting. The H and the R have some little rough edges, and then there's even some speckles to kind of show that it's knitted out of wool. A great decision here and a great inclusion. So love that we got those torso prints. Then we have Hermione, who has another great torso print here. This is how it would have been great to have seen her look at the Quidditch match, because it's her outfit, but this also happens to be what she's wearing as she leaves to go home to visit her family. She's got a scarf, just like the one I'm wearing, and she's got her Gryffindor crest, and she's all bundled up. So love that, that printed torso, which is unique to this set. Let's move on to our teachers here, kind of quickly talk about them. First, we have McGonagall. She is nearly identical to the one that came in set number 75954, the Hogwarts Great Hall. She's just missing a dual printed head. Again, I'm not a big fan of the legged McGonagall when we know that we have a printed dress piece that we can do for her, at least from the 2010 sets, and then we later get McGonagall dress pieces as well. So kind of an odd decision there to have her in the pants, but at least her legs are printed, which is nice compared to some of the other decisions they've made. Next up, we'll do Dumbledore. He is identical to the one from the Great Hall. He is a great minifigure, but again, kind of an odd inclusion since we don't really see him at this time of year until he's engaging with Harry over the Mirror of Erised. And he's not really present at like the Christmas time per se. So odd inclusion over Hagrid, at least. And last but not least, we've got Flitwick. As I mentioned before, this is the wrong Flitwick for this movie and this scene, but the figure's still fun. His torso is unique. It's without his full jacket on. He's normally in a 3-piece, and he's just got the vest here with his sleeves out. Great little signature bow tie. So super fun piece, but ultimately could have been a little bit better for the source material. And last but not least, we'll cover the inanimate figures. The first is a little snowman, which I thought was a super fun inclusion. For those who are in the know and follow Lego, they know that Lego always struggles to make a decent snowman, but I thought this one was fun with the scarf and the witch's cap to kind of make it Wizarding World oriented. And then we have my personal favorite thing about this set, which is the Hogwarts Architect. I think he looks fantastic. His hat could have been a little better, but he's got the nice scroll that we see in the image from the movie. He's holding the main part of the castle as well. And then, as I mentioned, he's got printed tiles of all the different houses all around his base. which is just great because getting a hold of these is kind of difficult. I think the only time that they've done these printed versions is in a book that you had to buy. I'll put a picture of it here. And then in this set as well. So getting these printed ones is quite nice. And I think it's just such a fun, odd inclusion to have. So my overall impression, as I mentioned at the top, is that I just think this is one of the two best advent calendars that they've done in the line. I think the theming is perfect, and I love everything that they chose to include. Would have been great to see a few things shifted on the minifigs, but on the whole, a really wonderful set. So that is it for 75964. If you're interested in following along on this journey, please feel free to follow the account. And if there's anything else that you think that I should be covering in these reviews, please feel free to drop a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching and have an awesome day.